Hi,
Hey,
welcome back.
thanks.
This will be our second interview, but this time we're gonna go out with a bang, right?
That's right.
All right. So since we talked last, I know the last time we can't use the episode because the audio wasn't working, but I can hear you good now. So fingers crossed everything goes well. And I do have my booty pillow, by the way. Oh God, her underwear's a little bit short. I mean, sideways.
Oh, I love those. I have to make more. I loved
Yes.
making that.
So guys, she is a crafter. She also crochets. She blings out Starbucks signs and cups. So she's going to introduce herself and the name of her business so you guys can go ahead and follow her on social media as well as support her. She is a small business. So go ahead and let us know what your name is and what's the name of your business.
Okay, so I'm Juliana on Instagram. I am julianahagans.xo. And I just recently picked a name for my crochet business. It's
Ooh.
called Cozy Kawaii.
Oh, I love
Kozy
it.
Kawai. I will post it shortly, so I'll show you my logo. Yeah, I still rhinestone a little bit, not as much. I'm not taking much custom orders for that anymore, but for crochet, yes, all day, hit me up. I can make anything from elephants, bears, butts, whatever.
Do you feel like you're drifting more into that as being your passion?
I think so, because that's where it started for me. I learned when I was pregnant with my oldest, who's 12. I taught myself how to crochet through a book and YouTube, and I've always just had it in the back end, and it was more of a hobby. But now selling it again has been fun.
That's amazing.
So I've
Do you
kind
feel
of just
like
made a full circle.
yeah, like it's more
Mhm.
fulfilling, right? Or maybe you should
It
have stuck with the
is.
original plan. You're like, I should have just stuck
Right.
with
Well, back then, okay, 12 years ago, it was so different. It was just like beanies, scarves, blankets. Now it's like
oh my gosh, that's
people
true.
are, yeah, people are making all sorts of stuff. And I just fell in love with it all over again. And I have a 3-year-old, and it's been so nice not finding rhinestones on the bottom of her feet or in
Oh
her
my God, you
hands.
have that problem too?
Yes.
I'm
They're
not
not in
the
my
only
vacuum.
one.
Oh God, no. I would like empty out my vacuum and it just jiggles. I'm like, oh my God.
I have them in my bed. Though I will take a shower and get out and I wash my body good and I'll still have them stuck to my ass. And I'm like,
Oh
seriously.
my gosh, that's my husband. My husband always gets them stuck to his butt because he says I bring
Yeah.
them into the bedroom.
My son would have them in his diaper. I'm like, come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
Yeah, that made me feel
That's
so bad. Right, they're always stuck on the bottom of his little tiny feet, and I remember
yeah.
taking them off, and you can still see a little indent.
Yeah. I know. I know exactly what you mean. And it's been so nice crocheting because it's just like wherever I go, I could do it in the car if my husband's driving.
That's
I could
true.
literally, it's just a hook and yarn and I can do it anywhere. I love
That's
it.
true. You can take it anywhere. So,
Hmm.
with your business, what year would you say that you officially like launched and started to where you actually started selling to the public?
Oh, just in 2020.
Ah,
Yeah,
we
when
know what that is.
yeah.
The launch of everything, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a boom. I made a killing in 2020, especially for like just starting. I was surprised by how much I sold. I would have orders that would be like 22 cups.
It's
It was
insane. It was good
amazing. Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, and that's over.
You
And I
know,
feel like, yeah,
good
I
and
feel like,
bad. I can't say all
yeah.
good. Oh my God, that's terrible.
No, I know what you mean. I feel for everyone that suffered in 2020, but for me, I was laid off from my commercial real estate job and I was 5 months pregnant. And
Oh
so
my
it was like,
gosh.
oh my God, I don't know how unemployment was in Florida, but in California, I was making more. I was making more than going to work every day.
Well, when that was happening, yes. For regular
Mhm.
unemployment, no, it's crap.
Yeah.
I think it's like $800 a month I was getting
Yep.
like years and years and years ago when I applied and lost my job. But I think during that event, that's when everyone was getting all these extra checks and stimulus and
It
you
was
know.
crazy. And I'm telling you, because I was pregnant, I got so much crap just sent to me because, oh, here's a free box of diapers. Here's all this baby clothes. Here's free, like food vouchers. And it was like, this is crazy because I'm pregnant. They're like catering to me. And so I started a small business and it literally just took off. It was amazing. And again, I feel bad for people who suffered, but Over here, it was
For
the
small
launch of,
businesses.
yeah,
Yeah. So
it
how
was
would you say
great.
that it's changed since then to now? Do you find that
I
it's,
feel like,
more of a struggle?
kind of, I feel like everyone started a small business and everyone picked
Oversaturated.
up, yes, everyone picked up the same one. And so now it's like, I'm not the only one making bling cups in my area. Now it's everybody and my neighbor, and now they're picking it up. And yeah.
That's true. I don't think they realize the amount it's not just, gluing rhinestones. It's a lot more to it. A lot
Yeah,
more.
it is. And
Uh,
that's even why I picked up those wooden signs for a while. And those were great. Those were a big hit. But now I feel people aren't even collecting Starbucks cups anymore. So no one has a reason to display those.
I think the original OGs still do it just because they weren't doing it for a trend. They were doing it because that's what they loved. But
Yeah.
I do agree on that. That's why whenever I was doing cups, I always offered like a clear or a pink option without the logo.
Hmm.
That way they would have it. But I do agree. But it's funny because, Starbucks is not hurting in any way. Like they're still going and
Right.
buying their coffee. So
No.
yeah, I do understand
Ser-
that.
Seriously, I remember that collecting thing too in 2020 and 2021. It was nuts. Like people were in line at 2 a.m. to get the new cup. And then now I can go to Target and cup
And find
releases
them.
are
It was hard to find
70%
them.
off. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is hard to
Hmm.
find them now. Very true. Can you share an experience or an event that you believe significantly impacted your life, whether good or bad? It could be like a birth of a child or a loss of a job and made you start something else new. It could be anything. A loss of a
Yeah, I think to go
parent.
back to, I think, man, I'm telling you, 2020 was a big year for me. I was pregnant after two failed rounds of IVF. I finally
Oh,
got pregnant naturally at the end of
no.
2019. Oh my gosh. So that was like now I'm pregnant and my kids are going to be 9 years apart and that's fine, but we're having another baby. And then COVID hit and nobody could see me. No baby shower, no get together. And it was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I've waited so long to be pregnant. And no, I can't
And they
enjoy
get
this
to
with
enjoy
anybody
it.
except my husband. Not
So
really. Even the doctor's appointments were lonely.
I did not know you had IVF.
Yeah.
IVF, is that how you say it, right?
Uh-huh. IVF.
How was
Yeah.
that experience? How long did you do it?
I did 2 rounds in about a year. It's awful. So if you know anybody going through it, oh my gosh, those hormones make you feel like a crazy person and it really will test your marriage.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah, it
happy
was
that you
hard.
didn't come out with like quadruplets?
Ah,
Could you
no, I think
imagine?
I hear that all the time and they tell you that when you're, doing it. They'll
Yeah,
be like, "Hey, you're at a high risk for multiples." And at that point we were like, "Oh, well, we'll do it."
because you
But
want a baby.
because we just wanted a baby, yeah.
Right.
But that was hard. Every day you were up or you were way
Physically,
down and then
emotionally.
yes, and you don't want to be touched. And what are you supposed to do when you're under IVF? You're supposed to have all the sex you can, but it's the
Yeah.
last thing you want to do.
Yeah. See,
It
that's a
was,
lot of
yeah.
things that people don't talk about. So I'm glad you kind of said that because I feel like I
Hmm.
want to discuss more that people can relate to. It's not going to be just like, the crafting industry, but we do have that in common as far as owning our own businesses. But I like that you shared that experience as well because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people
Hmm.
like they have it done. They're either too embarrassed to talk about it or they don't think
Hmm.
other people understand it. So I think that's amazing that you went through that and you conquered it, came through, and you happened to get pregnant naturally. God said it wasn't your time.
Right. And then to get pregnant in 2020 when I get to just be home and be as fat as I want to be and get paid for it and just chill out. So it
See,
was,
it all
yeah,
happens.
it was
You
a
see, when
wild year for
people
me.
they'll try to have a baby for years and then they'll adopt and then they get
Hmm.
pregnant.
Oh yeah. I've heard so many stories
What
like
is
that. That's
that?
well, like me, we did the 2 rounds, it failed, and my husband was like, "Hey, let's just book a trip to Vegas. Let's just have fun. Let's have adult time." I get pregnant in Vegas.
See,
Yeah.
So
So it worked out great.
talking about a little bit of your background. I know you said you have 2 kids. Is it 2 girls or a boy and a
Yeah,
girl?
2 girls.
2
2
girls.
girls.
Do you guys want to try again?
No, we're done. So
Done.
with my 2020 baby, my placenta had actually ruptured. And I
Ooh.
don't know if you know anything about that, but that was the scariest moment
Yeah.
of my life. And then we were just like, hey, we did it. We got our second one. Let's just cool it and live life.
Yeah, that's not even
Mhm.
worth it.
No.
And tell me
Mm-mm.
a little bit about like your upbringing. Where were you originally from?
So I was born in Mexico. I was born in Guanajuato, Mexico. And I
Wow.
moved here really little to Sacramento, California. And I've been here ever since. And I don't think I'm leaving, honestly. I love it here.
I'll go back for the BBL.
Get that half off.
Heck yeah.
Oh
So
my
have you
God.
ever had any work done or you ever thought about it? And what would you do if you could?
I had work done in 2021. I had a
Nice. So a
whole
year
mommy
after?
makeover.
I am
Yeah.
so jealous.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Did you
Girl,
go
when
to
I tell you I
Mexico?
no, I went to Beverly Hills.
Oh,
No.
bougie. She said I went to
Yes.
Beverly Hills. I'm like,
Well, it's
I'm gonna go to
only
Mexico. She said I'm going to Beverly Hills.
well, it's like excuse me, it's only like less than an hour flight from Sac. So we went
Mm.
there. And I'm telling you, I married so good because he was like, if you just give me kids and you just take care of yourself when you're
I
pregnant,
will
I'm gonna
fix your
hook you up.
body.
I'm gonna hook you up, and he did.
That's amazing. Do you
Yeah.
regret it?
No,
Do you
I think it
no?
was the best thing I've ever done.
And the recovery and all that was good. It was
Yeah, it was hard with a baby who was learning to walk at the time because you can't hold him, you can't carry him.
yeah.
But other than that, I would do it over again any
That's
day,
amazing.
anytime.
It really
I
helps
would
your
pay the money.
self-esteem.
Oh
Do
my
you
God,
still
I've
have
had the best. Uh-huh.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I said I've had the best summer vacations since because now like that confidence of I could just put on a bathing suit and know I look great. And we're
Yeah.
just out to the beach, we're by the pool, we're having a blast.
Say happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
And where did you meet your husband?
So I was 16, he was 17, and we were working in the same mall. And a
Oh,
friend had like walked over to me and goes, "Come meet this cute guy we just hired." And it was a wrap from there, from that
aw.
moment.
Love at first sight.
Pretty much, because I'm 35 now, so we've been together ever since.
I love that. That is super cute. I
Yeah,
think that's
worked out.
amazing. So, as far as your business and the struggles and things like that, when you initially started, I know we talked about this before, but we didn't get to record it. What was the most expensive item that you purchased for your business? What was the biggest investment?
Probably the Cricut.
The Cricut machine.
Yeah, and I bought it when Cricut was still like up and coming, so it was still pretty pricey. I think it was like 300, maybe even $400.
Yeah, they
But
are
at the
expensive.
time, it was like, this is a lot. Now I think they're closer to like $200.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was it. But overall, like material and all the money I've spent on supplies, oh God, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Is there any part of your business that you regret trying, like that you felt like maybe you just spent way too much money and that didn't even work? It just flopped.
I wouldn't say regret. I think when you don't have as many followers as I have, offering customs gets really expensive. And sometimes you don't see that payday because it's, oh, I've bought purple and gold rhinestones for one custom, and
Yeah.
then months will go by and I have not used purple and gold since.
Mm. For that one particular order. Yeah, you got to charge more
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
So when you started your social media, was there anything that you would change when you first started that you would do differently now? Like if you had to start all over, you had no following and you started all over, what would you change about what you're sharing with the world on your social media platform?
Well, I don't share much personal stuff on social media.
Yeah, we know that.
So I don't.
Is it getting better? Are you trying a little bit?
I am trying a little bit. I am. I have, well, my 12-year-old, every time I take a picture of her, she's like, don't post it. I'm like,
Oh,
damn you.
I know.
Like,
It only gets
the world
worse.
to see you.
It only
Yeah,
gets
some people
worse,
have no,
girl.
oh my God. Some people don't even know she exists.
Right. I didn't know you had another daughter. That's why I was like, you have another kid?
Yeah, she's 12. Um,
It
so
gets
yeah, but
worse, trust me.
I think I would have focused more on branding, because I know you've struggled, or not struggled. I know you've gone through this where people will steal your photos. And it's like, man, I worked really hard on that post or that reel, and I got really creative with it, and that's my cup. And they just steal all your posts and they use it as theirs. And it kind of makes you look bad. Like,
I do remember that. Somebody had created a profile and used your stuff.
oh, yeah. And the name was almost exactly the same. And I was like, who the hell is this? I don't even have many followers. Like, why are you wasting your time?
Well, because your work is good. It doesn't even matter about the following. And I feel like if you
Thanks.
have a small following, they probably feel like I can get away with it. She's not going to come across it. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably what it is.
You're right.
I
Maybe.
still deal with the same thing. I mean, honestly, I haven't had people create profiles except for the stalker that I have. I don't know if you know about that situation. I think you do.
Yes,
Think
I
you
do.
do. Yeah,
I
I think
do.
we talked
Yeah.
about it a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I don't have, I mean, I have a lot of people that try to duplicate and imitate my pens and my cups and everything, but as far as making profiles, no. So yeah, I understand the hurt and the pain because it sucks. You work really, really hard and then it's not really much you can do because you report the accounts. They don't do anything.
Oh, I
They
know.
don't do
And I
anything.
even, in that time, I had someone reach out to me and was like, well, how do I get a refund from them? I don't know. I don't know who's behind it. I
Oh,
can't help
wow.
you. Yeah.
So speaking of customers, what was the worst experience you've ever had having to deal with a customer service issue? Because I know personally dealing with people and customers and their money and their products, we were not set up for that. We were not equipped and they did not tell us the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just want
Yeah.
to make beautiful stuff. Like I didn't know I was going to have to go through everything else. So what was
Yeah.
something that you went through? The
I
worst.
had one girl who damn near would remind me every day, hey, don't forget to start my cup. Hey, just checking, have you started? Hey, can I see progress photos? And it's like,
Oh my God.
I'm not your personal assistant. If you don't want to wait, I'm sure you can find a tumbler on Amazon or Walmart or wherever. But over here, you're 12th in line. You're gonna sit tight.
Right. They don't get
Yeah.
that, right? Do you feel
No.
like us being, I feel like we're being compared to like Amazon and big wholesalers, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So I feel like they don't have patience because of that. Next day delivery, 2-day delivery, and they just don't get that. So have you
Yeah.
had anyone that's given you like a hard time as far as how long it takes and they want to cancel their order?
I don't think so. I'm really open to like, hey, if you don't want to wait anymore, here's your refund. Sorry, this didn't work out. And I'm okay with just like leaving it on good terms. But I think that girl I'm talking to you about who would constantly check on me was what bothered me the most. And it was like, girl, I am over 30. You don't have to hold my hand. Like, you
Gives you
just chill.
anxiety though,
Just
right?
wait. Yeah. Yeah. Because I
I
feel
get
like no
anxiety.
matter how hard I work on that cup, it's not going to be good enough for her.
Not only that, I feel like us having a small business, they don't know how to separate the two that we're still human. We
Hmm.
sleep, we get sick, our kids get sick, we don't get vacation. So I was getting messages at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. asking about their cups and their orders. And I'm like, dude, I have to go to bed. And when I would stay up till past 3 a.m. working on orders, trying to get them out at a certain time, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, I was in the worst health ever. Like last
Oh my
year, the
gosh.
end of last year and the year before that, it was horrible. And they didn't care. Because even when I was like, I'm sorry, like I got COVID or I was sick or whatever it was, my kids are sick or what, I didn't go on vacation, I didn't go anywhere, but they did not
Yeah.
care. They did not
Oh,
care.
oh my
They
gosh.
didn't
And
care
then it
about that.
doesn't just stop with the ordering. It's like you have to create, then you have to communicate with probably a dozen other people, and then the shipping and the packaging and it's more than just sitting down and making a cup. And I think a lot of people forget that.
So if you could start your business all over again, what would you do differently?
I think I would focus more on branding. I think I wouldn't take like Venmo or Cash App payments from people I didn't have good communication with,
Yeah.
because then I've had people try to negotiate with me like, well, I sent you half. Like, send it all or I'm going to send back your half. Like this,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? Yeah.
I remember when I first started, not even this business, because I've always crafted and I did a lot of other things and I used to do the same thing. So I did face masks when all that stuff was happening before I even did cups. And I was selling those
Mm-hmm.
things for like, I want to say 15 to like $25 each, but they were really nice. Like I did like
Mm-hmm.
diamonds, you know me, I'm bougie. So I did diamonds and then the vinyl, and I even did some for weddings with like satin and lace, real pretty. And same thing,
Oh.
they were wanting to give me half, like, oh, I'll give you a deposit. Do you know how many I still have in the package? At least 4 or 5 that they didn't pick up. Like they
Oh
just
my
gave me
gosh.
half. I was so upset. Like one guy owned a detailing car company and he wanted them for his staff. So I think he ordered like 10. So that sucked. I only got like half. And I'm like, I think I made back what I spent. So yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
once I started growing, I was like, no, it's the full thing. That's it. Sorry. And this is my time
yeah.
frame.
Mm-hmm.
Live and
No,
learn.
seriously.
What are some
Yeah,
lessons you learned with
seriously.
your business? Like, what would I know you said like different things that you would do
Mm-hmm.
differently, but like as far
Mm-hmm.
as experiences that you've gone through with your business, what would you do differently as far as maybe like responding to customers differently, or like you said, like you wouldn't take like those direct payments?
I think I would be more stern with people because
That's
I
true.
have said this before and then I've been like, okay, just Venmo me. Like it's easier, it's faster. I think I
That's a
would
good
just
one.
stick to my guns this time around. What else? I would make more like office hours because
You
before it was just like message me and I'll respond whenever, wherever I'm at, doesn't matter.
can't be that
I think I
convenient
would
to
do it
you.
more. No, I think I would
They
do
get
more like a
spoiled,
9 to 5.
they get
Yeah.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
they
I
don't
think
think you
social
sleep or
media.
anything.
Oh, I know. Sometimes I'd wake up to messages like, hello, when can I order? And it's like, good morning. You are 6 hours ahead of me. Like, jeez.
I totally get it. So with your social media, we're going to be seeing your face a little bit more
I
personality
think
now.
so.
You're going to put
I
yourself
think
out
so.
there.
Maybe. I think so. I want to. I know I need to.
Come
This week,
on. You paid for that body, girl. You paid for that body.
I
You better put it out
know.
there.
My husband says this all the time because I don't go out much. I'm such a homebody. And he's like, if I were you, I'd be out here. Like, what are you doing?
You got a
No, I
beautiful
just,
face, gorgeous teeth, a nice body. Come on now. When I
I
seen your
know.
little costume for Halloween, I was like, look what she's working with. I saw the back. I was like, I did not know
Oh
you
my
looked
God.
like that.
That's so funny. So many people say that. So many people have said, like, if like I've done pop-up crap fairs here in Sacramento, and they've been like, I don't even know what you look like. Like, oh, hey, like, it's
See, I
so
think that
funny.
you
I will,
put your personality out there.
yeah.
They either love you or they hate you, right? That's my biggest
Yeah.
advice. They love you or they hate you, right? The
Hmm.
ones who are going to follow you and purchase from you are the ones who love you.
Yeah.
The ones that hate you, they're
So,
probably going to still follow you, girl.
oh my
They're
God,
still going to
just watch
follow
my
you.
stories.
Yes, it's true.
So
Like,
I will do better. This week, both of my girls had the flu. I don't know if it's hit Florida at all, but over here in Northern California, we are dying. So many
whoa,
people have the flu.
don't
Oh
say
God,
the
it's
name.
like,
But no, I know that
oh,
virus is going
not
around
dying.
again.
Yeah,
There are a
it's
lot of people getting
so
the virus
bad.
again, so that's scary. So yeah, we got to be careful.
My God, my older daughter has been out of school since like Thursday,
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
baby has been out of school since Monday. It's just like
How hard do you
so.
find it to like balance between having the kids? Because I know you stay home full time. So like how
Mhm.
hard is it to balance between the two?
It got really tough until recently, until the baby was old enough to go to preschool. Now I have more wiggle room. Now it's just like, okay, 12 to 4 is me time. I can completely dive into this business and focus on that.
Oh,
But
that's
like
great.
this week since they've been home and sick, it was no question. I'm not going to crochet much. I This baby wants to be held 24/7. Like, sorry you guys, orders are just going to have to wait.
Yeah, especially when they're not
Mhm.
feeling good, what they want their mommy.
I
So
know.
with you
She's
being a
little.
stay-at-home mom,
Hmm.
do you feel like it's really tough for your husband to understand like you still need your time off too? Because I feel like a lot of men see us as we're home. So like you don't even
Yeah.
work. Like you're home. Like
Yeah.
you should not be tired. And you like your job is
Right.
easy. So do you feel like sometimes like when he's off, you're like, okay, here are the kids and I want to walk away, but he's like, I just got off of work.
Yes and no. I do feel that my husband is really understanding about that. Because again, we've
That's
been together since we were kids, so it was like we've just grown up together. So we completely understand. However, he is a UPS driver, so sometimes he's not even home till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And so how can I be like, hey, I'm going out, I need me time, watch the kids, bye, after
like,
he's
where are
just
you
been at
going?
work, after after
Walmart?
he's been in the after
You're
he's
not
been in
going
the
nowhere.
heat, in the rain for 12 hours, and I have the nerve to be like, I'm tired.
No, so I get that. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's a balance. It's a real balance between
Yeah.
everybody.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
having your own business. With everything being really slow right now, for everybody. It's not just you, it's for everybody. And I wouldn't say slow like there's
Hmm.
people not making anything. I just know that if we went from making thousands, you're probably making hundreds right now because it's just real slow for everybody.
Yeah.
Has it been like so discouraging that you've wanted to try to do something else or maybe go back to work?
I have considered going back to work a lot, but then I guess this week was a good reminder. Like, I'm glad I'm home because I would have had to ask somebody for permission for time off work to take care of my sick kids.
Yeah,
So this
that's
week was a
true.
good, like, oh, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad, they have me. They can sleep in. They don't have to go to grandma's but yeah, I think every other week I'm like, I'm gonna find a job. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm
Have you
gonna
ever felt so desperate that you wanted to sell feet pics?
No. No, not yet.
I think it's better than some other things.
God, yeah, there's other things to sell. No. What about you? Have you got there yet?
You're like, I'm just gonna leave it there. Hell yeah, I thought about that shit.
Oh my
Shoot.
gosh.
I was like, I
No.
dress up my feet. You know me, I gotta do everything over the top. I'll put diamonds. I was like, oh, I could drip honey on them. I could take them to the beach. I could put them in the
In
sand.
the
I was like,
beach.
they're gonna have a whole persona. Like, they'll be characters. I was like, I'll put chains on them. I'll put like sprinkles. I don't know, whatever the hell they want me to do.
Oh my God. Sprinkles.
Whatever. I don't know what
That is so
their thing
funny.
is, but I will freaking do it because I'm like,
No, you got
I was looking last night, right? Like on Instagram, like jobs that you can do from home or things that you can make money
Yeah.
off. They have a research out there where you can send samples of your feces and it's
Shut
like
up.
$200 a shit. Like, yeah, hell yeah, dude, 200. Too bad I have a hernia and I don't really go to the bathroom as much as I should, or I would definitely do that.
Oh my God.
$200
I've
a shit. So if you go
I
twice a day, that's $400 a day.
oh my God. For
And you're
waste.
anonymous. I don't know what they're doing with it, but like, hell yeah.
Well, we all saw Two Girls in a Cup, so no.
Exactly. You saw the girl that like farts in
Oh
a
my
cup and she sells it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. She like farts in a bag or like puts her underwear in a bag.
No, I can't. The underwear
That is
thing, that's
so
too far for me.
that
No,
is so
no. I
gross.
don't care how much you're gonna
Oh,
pay me. And they're like, keep them on as long as possible. No, fuck that. I'm not getting an infection.
heck. Oh my
No, that's
God.
disgusting. I feel like we
Luckily, I
just have to
haven't hit
hang in
that yet.
there. We have to hang
Yeah,
in there. I
thank
know
God I
it's
haven't got
hard.
there yet.
No. I mean,
But
at
I
least your
do.
husband works.
Yeah, I do make jokes with my husband. Like, man, if you were to leave me today, I'm fucked. Like, I would probably be farting in a cup. Like, what? He is my lifeline.
He said I'll be farted in a cup. You should crochet some panties,
Hmm.
wear them, and ship them off a couple
Oh,
$1,000s.
that is so gross. Yeah, and then
Anonymous,
I could write a note on what I did in these panties.
right?
I
I
mowed the
went to
lawn.
Publix. I was really sweaty in these. I was thinking about you all day wearing these.
That is so gross. I bet you they do that. I would not doubt if they said send love notes.
I don't know if it's like, I mean, do we like, say like, oh, they're desperate or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to have limits, right? I think
No.
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely
I
has
don't
to
know
be a
if you're not
limit.
hurting yourself or hurting anybody, do you do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm not purchasing it, but if you want to sell it, I mean, that's on you. I'm not paying your car. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
why do you care about what I'm doing? I know people try to say stuff about my car. Um, in person, I don't get any hate, but like on social media, of course, because they're behind a computer or something. And they're like, oh, that piece of shit. I would never drive that. I'm like, good. I'm glad you're not paying my car bill. Like I am. So why
Right.
do you care what color it is?
Oh my God. And they're probably driving like a 1980 Ultima and they're just pissed that your car's cute.
Yeah, like you're not paying my car notes. Don't worry about it. So when I posted that I wanted to start this podcast, I know you know what it's about as far as just telling our story because I wanted to reach out to girls two different ways. One, people like you who are a little bit more shy and conservative, they don't really show their face and talk as much. So I feel like I wanted to give a voice and a face to your brand and your business. I'm not trying to say that I'm giving you opportunity to do that, but I'm just saying I think
Hmm.
it's amazing for us to get to know who you are and that person behind, your blingy cups and booty pillows. So that was one thing that I wanted to get to know what your little backstory was and where you came from, and then some of your struggles so that other people within the business can relate to you. So, what inspired you to share your story with me, and what are the messages you would want readers to take away from it?
I think it was you, strictly you, why I was okay doing this interview because I mean,
Aw.
other people have asked, like even other friends, like, hey, I'm starting a podcast. Do you want to be on it? But they didn't have like any structure or whatever they want to discuss. It was like I was uncomfortable with. But this, I love this. I love that it's all female. I love that you're, digging into crafters and moms and shy girls. And so it's
Yeah.
you. It's because of you
Thank you.
is why I'm okay opening up. You're welcome.
Aw. I feel like the last person that I interviewed, it was really cute because she's like you. She's real shy. She's a realtor also. I'm like, girl, put yourself out there. She's like, I know. I don't really share too much about myself. Da, da, da. Right after we did the video, she had posted a story and she's like, I just did an interview with the Uncut podcast. And I just wanted to ask
Oh.
you guys, what do you want to know about me? And I'm feeling more inspired to tell my story. And ever since then, she's been posting. And I'm like, that's what it's about. Like, at the end of the
Hmm.
day, it's not about making money or whatever, or who's watching. As long as I can help you guys feel more confident and wanting to put yourself out there, because I feel like once they start to see the personality behind what you're making and you're doing, girl, you're gonna blow up. It's not even about the appeal and the look. It's about the character and the story because oh, she's a single mom too. Like, oh, that's the person who's making my stuff. I can understand you better, and they'll probably be more
Hmm.
sympathetic or empathetic towards whatever it is that they know you're going through. Because they're like, oh,
Hmm.
this bitch is taking fucking forever to make my shit. And you're like, dude, I had some
But
sick
little do you
kids.
know, she probably just had a failed IVF attempt. Like I never talked about that on Instagram. And my
See,
business was booming at the time. Hmm.
that's the thing. And that's the thing. I think
Yeah.
I just wanted to make this platform where we can talk because I know I've talked to other women and they're like, there's a lot of women that deal with mental health issues and postpartum, and we don't talk about that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's not a lot of support groups for it. So I'm like, if I could come on here and just let you guys share even a snippet of whatever you've gone through that other people can relate to, I feel like it's not only fulfilling for me, and that's the reason why I am drifting away from the crafting because I feel like within my soul it's not fulfilling me. It fulfills my
Hmm.
creativity and my passion and my love for that, but emotionally and in my soul that's not fulfilling. And that's why I was like, I want to
Yeah.
do this. So I'm really happy that you wanted to interview with me today. And with the ending of our conversation, what inspired you to share your story that's raw, uncut, and what message do you want to leave with everyone to take away from our interview?
It was something you said. It was like the last time we spoke. One of them was everything is content. And then it
Girl,
was
do you hear that in your
just,
head all the day, all day? Do you hear that in your head?
oh my gosh. Sometimes I go to Michael's and I'm like, I could just record me picking
Everything is
yarn,
content.
but I don't. Not yet. I'll get there. I just like this platform. I think if I would have been more open and shared my story back then, having plastic surgery and having two rounds of IVF fail, I think a lot of women probably would have gravitated towards me more. Whether it was they were placing an order or just like, oh, I just want to update on this girl's life. I do feel I could have had an audience and I missed that window.
I don't think you missed it. I think right here and
I
now
don't know.
you're opening it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even
I
some of
think
the people in my
because
personal life have no idea about that.
exactly. And I feel like
Uh-huh.
the podcast isn't just for me to reach out to you guys. It's almost like it's like a healing thing for me and whoever it is that I'm
Mm-hmm.
interviewing. Cause I feel like I can draw things out of people and they're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that I felt that way or whatever. If you can take
Mm-hmm.
away and be inspired, and right now, like you said, you still have a small following. You have a small enough following that you can start to share your story when you're ready of whatever you want to share, whatever you feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with sharing. And I'm telling you, not only you're going to feel better, but people are going to relate to you and they're going to understand like, oh, that's why she takes so long or that's what she's going through. They're going to want to follow
Mm-hmm.
you. And the ones that don't want to follow you, you don't want them to follow you anyways.
Right. And I actually feel within myself, I am in a good place to talk about it because I'm on the other side now. My baby's 3 now. Like that little girl is a crackhead running around my house daily. So I could come, I could speak from a loving place like, hey, just hang in there or it gets better or 1, 2, 3 failed rounds. Don't worry. Like your little crackhead is
See,
coming soon. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Especially like
Mm-hmm.
what you just said as far as like, don't worry and hang in there. I feel like with us having a small business is probably the same thing because, people are struggling. And I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember my friend telling me a while ago, she's like, oh my God, everybody's starting a business. And she had started a year or two before, COVID, whatever that was, happened. And she had started, she was like, she's like, yeah, but now all these other people have, it's kind of in a jealous way. Like everybody's starting a business. This is so annoying because I've been doing it for years. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
the real ones are going to be the ones that hang on because this shit is
Yeah.
not easy. It is not easy. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you've noticed that a lot of people that had started in 2020, they're either gone, dissipated, they're not doing it anymore at all, and they went back to
Yeah.
work, or they're probably just not even making or posting as much.
Right. I see a lot of posts that are just like, hey, sorry, I abandoned my page for 2 months, or hey, I'm closing until March, or hey, and it's like, wow, a lot of people are just, they can't, or they don't want to, or yeah, it's hard as hell.
There's a guy that I listen to, and I talk about him all the time, but he says, imagine if you didn't stop doing something that you started a long time ago, how far you would be.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
think about that.
Hmm.
How many times
I
have we
never
started
thought,
school and test and this and that, and we didn't do it or finish it? He's just saying, like, imagine that idea you had 20 years earlier, like, I'm going to
hmm.
buy a restaurant. And we think it's so far fetched and so big that we don't even try.
Yeah.
Failure scares us so much that we don't even try. And he's like,
Yeah.
imagine if failure or failing didn't exist. And then he was saying, like, how in our heads, we're the ones that control making fear. He's like, fear
Yeah.
doesn't
Hmm.
exist. We make it. He's like, you can't hold it.
Yep.
You can't touch it. It does not exist until we create it. And I'm like, wow. I feel like some of my ideas are not like far fetched, but they're so big that I'm like, there's no
Hmm.
freaking way. So I'm trying to get into a better headspace as far as like
Hmm.
manifesting and energy and all that other stuff. So I feel like it's perfect timing. And I was like, you know what? What if God was like, okay, you're going to do crafting because you're really good at it. You love to do it, but it's going to lead you into something else that's a bigger, better purpose. And that's the reason why I came up with the podcast. Cause I'm like, yeah, I see these girls and they're shopping. And I'm like, dude, I can't afford to go shopping. Like the way they're always putting shit in the cart and going to Target. I'm like, how the hell did they afford that?
Oh, I know. I know. They probably don't. They probably put it all back.
Right. So that's the reason why I want to do the podcast. I'm like, I want to come up with something
Yeah.
that I want to know their real story. Like, where did they
Hmm.
actually come from? What was their struggle? Um, what are they still struggling with? I'm pretty sure a lot of them struggle with like loneliness and probably feeling like they have to be perfect. And
Yeah.
because that's how social media perceives us, as far as like, oh, they're on jets and cruises. And have you seen that where they're sitting in front of a washing machine window?
No. Mm-mm.
They make it look like they're on a private jet. And it's a
Oh my
washing
God.
machine window, and then they'll have like a glass of wine or champagne, and they're like first class. It's so
Oh
sad. I'm
my
like,
God.
because you don't really know. So I guess the bottom line and the story that I'm trying to say or end with is that don't believe everything you see on social media. Like, I'm showing you like this tiny corner of my room, but I could literally be in my garage. Like, you don't know where the hell I am. I could be in the back parking lot of a dumpster. Like, who freaking knows? It's just whatever I
Right.
want you to see is what you're seeing.
Right.
So I feel like
Exactly.
a lot of us don't share because of our insecurity of having that, beautiful persona of everything being perfect. Like, oh, I really want to do cooking videos, but I don't have the nicest kitchen or the nicest equipment. And I feel like as far as my story, I just want everyone to take away that just be yourself, post what you want to post. Everything is content, and share what you want to share, because there's going to be a lot of people that can relate to you more by you being yourself than someone pretending to be rich and famous and popular and having everything perfect. And I guess that's what I
That's
want
deep.
people to take away.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad people like me need to hear stuff like that, because my husband is not a social media guy at all. He's never had it, never will. And so I don't get like real feedback like this. I kind of just post and hope for the best.
You see? So I hope you post a story and some more photos, and in your head when you're walking around somewhere, you're like, Jennifer said everything's content, everything's content. Like, girl, I just posted a video. Like me cutting cucumber. I put words over it. I'm cutting a cucumber, and I just put like some inspiring things and like, but it's as simple as like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's simple as
Yeah.
that. We overthink it way too much,
Oh
because
yeah,
I know
I know
people
I
are
do for
zooming
sure.
in, they're screenshotting, they're screen recording, but just put it out there. Like, if you don't start, you'll never know. So hopefully we see your face some more. I'm definitely going to be interviewing you in the future to see where you're at. I would love to do an update, like maybe in a couple of months, and you're like, okay, I'm doing this now, or wherever you're at in life. I would love to know.
Cool. I'll be happy to do it.
And if you could tell everybody where to follow you on social media.
So I'm only on Instagram. It's at juliannahagans.xo.
And hopefully she gets some other platforms.
Maybe.
Come
One at a time.
on. Sky's the limit, okay? You guys
I
mark
know.
my words. We're going to see her beautiful face somewhere else. And yeah, I can definitely see you doing YouTube and other things. I mean, Instagram right now, other than getting sales, they're not even paying for reels anymore. It
I
sucks.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was getting a couple $100 a month from that, which was nice. They're not even paying for that. So right now, everything's in YouTube and TikTok. So get out there. Don't care what people think. They cannot buy it if they don't know what you sell. If you build it, they will come. I believe it, girl. Thank
All
you
right. It
so
was so
much for
nice talking to
joining
you.
me. Yes, you have a
You're
good night.
welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, you too.
Bye.
Bye.